What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Sorry for that little delay right there. This is Casey from In the Base Room Next Step in K. Of course, I am the dynamic co-host from In the Base Room Next Step in K. Must have been a little bit of technical difficulties right there, but how's everybody doing? Happy Saturday, to everybody! I was supposed to be there on Friday, giving out my predictions and everything, but we actually had a company retreat, which was great. Shout out to Esperanza College. We actually won a T-shirt contest. We came home with the trophy. So, like I said, you know where the trophy's at. It's up there in our office. If you want to come look at it, that's fine. If you want to come at it, come get it. Anyway, happy Saturday once again to everybody. I definitely, before we even go into that, we definitely lost another legend in the movie world, also in the television world, and on stage and screen. The great James Earl Jones passed away. I believe he was 93, if I'm not mistaken. But for those who don't know, you have to be living under a rock to not know James Earl Jones' distinct, iconic voice as we were coming up, Darth Vader. For me, definitely a Star Wars guy. Also for the kids and the generation after me, right after, probably pretty much during my brother's era. Whatever you want to call it, the Lion King as King Mufasa, basically, and of course, King Mufasa's iconic voice, even for back then, for our guys who grew up in the '80s, King Joffrey. Doesn't get. I don't think there's anybody else who could have played that role. I think. I forgot who they got. They wanted to get to play that role, but when James Earl Jones came in there as with his towering figure and also like his deep baritone voice, yeah, King Joffrey. I'm trying to tell you. But definitely want to rest in peace to the Jones family. Definitely missing another legend has left us. It seems like I'm getting older and more legends are leaving. So also definitely I'd be remiss also to mention the great uh, Frankie Beverly and Mays passed away too this past week. And all I've been hearing is Frankie Beverly and Mays, just T-shirts, songs and things of that sort. And, he has a very lengthy catalog of songs that have been used in samples, been used in sitcoms, movies, television series, cable series, things of that sort. So yeah, definitely wishing the Mays family definitely my condolences. Actually, from here, from In the Basement, also from the Black Psychologist podcast as well, Best of Seven podcast, teased by Smiley. Also the Get Your Bars Up Media, also Real Takes for Fake Debates, SB Talk Sports, shout out. So look, let's just get in. Let's get into these football picks. Also, I got a chance to actually see Imhotep. I get a chance to see him live. Hopefully, they have a couple open runs at Imhotep. Also, they have some open runs at Penn Charter for the upcoming basketball season. See some really good prospects, of course. Shout out to RJ down there over there at Imhotep. See some great prospects over there. And yeah, let's see if I can get off on Friday. On Thursday, maybe one Thursday out the month, and see if I can get a chance to actually see either A, an open run, or B, maybe like a live game or scrimmage, or whatever the case may be. So definitely looking forward to seeing you guys having a great season. So let's get into these picks here. Yeah, let's get into these picks. Of course, on Thursday night football, the Buffalo Bills played the Miami Dolphins, and the Buffalo Bills won 31-10. Passing wise, Josh Allen, 13 for 19, 149 yards, and one touchdown. Rushing for the Bills, James Cook, kind of tore it up in fantasy this week. 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also, he had a receiving touchdown, 71 yards, 1 reception. And Khalil Shakir also had 5 receptions with 51 yards. I'm trying to figure who had a pedestrian. I think he had like 35 yards. Kind of stunk it up in my fantasy. And I'm not even going to name his name. Go ahead, man. Keep it moving. Better luck next week. For the Dolphins, of course, Tua, 17 for 25, 145 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and he also had a concussion. A lot of people are actually saying that Tua needs to actually hang it up. This is like his second concussion, major concussion at that, because I saw his head like, hit the turf, and the way it like bounced back up, I was like, it's not looking good. Definitely prayers are up to Tua Tagovailoa to make sure he's okay. I definitely know he's going to be on concussion protocol. He's definitely going to be out for about probably 4 weeks, if that. Rushing, Devon Acme, 96 yards, also receiving Devon Acme, Achani, excuse me, 7 receptions, 69 yards, one touchdown. Um, I don't know. What's your take on it? Should Tua give it up, man, so that way he can lead the game on his own terms? I mean, maybe Teddy Bridgewater needs to call him up. He's another one who actually left the game on his own terms, basically, before things got really, really bad for him. If you get a chance, check out his interview on YouTube when he was talking about what he had to go through in his process of retiring out the league early. No one wants to leave the league early. This is what you worked your whole life for, but you want to be able to leave the game on your own terms, so that way you can teach it to the next generation that's coming up. But definitely prayers up for Tua. And with that, let's go to week two. Week two, very important week for a lot of 0-1 teams. You don't want to start the season 0-2. So the Colts and Green Bay are shaping up at 1:00. And you know what? No Jordan Love. And I think Indiana should capitalize. They should capitalize off of this. They should get that win back on Saturday, get back on the good foot. Actually, I have the Colts winning 24-10. A lot of people say it's going to be a little bit closer, but I have the Colts winning 24-10 in Green Bay. It's still warm out there in Green Bay, so they have nothing to worry about in regards to weather. Next game up, Las Vegas Raiders at the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is a no-brainer right here. But you know what? Things can go wrong in no-brainers. But I think this is one you could just scribble this one down as a win. Really, to be honest with you, the only way the Ravens really lose this game is the Ravens have to have a bad game, and the Ravens have to play damn near perfect. And I mean perfect. I mean, they have to go like 19 for 20 in passing, 300 plus yards, 4 touchdowns, whatever the case may be. But other than that, business as usual. I got the Ravens winning by a little bit, more than 3 at least, 33-13. Next game up, Los Angeles Chargers at the Carolina Panthers. Basically another no-brainer. Really, all the Chargers really have to do is pretty much just run the ball. Run the ball all the way through to the third quarter. By then, the Panthers will be tired. The rookie quarterback is definitely going to make mistakes. And the Chargers win for sure. I definitely have the Chargers winning this one, 27-14. Next one up, New Orleans Saints and the Dallas Cowboys. Hey, look, a lot of people were like, oh, it's week one. It's a fluke week. Anything happens in week one. But let me tell you something. The Cowboys are actually looking pretty legit in regular season. Keyword, regular season. We're not talking playoffs or anything like that. Another thing, the Cowboys actually coasted last week, too, with that victory against the Browns. I believe they scored a 40 burger, if I'm not too mistaken. Or if they did, they got close to it. This one should be a little bit closer because the Saints do actually play halfway decent defense. And plus, people are ready for the Cowboys this week. It's week 2. I got the Cowboys winning still. They go 2-0 with no 40 burger with the win, 24-20. Easy peasy. Next game up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Detroit Lions. Some of Tampa Bay's secondary is pretty much banged up, and if they're not banged up, they're probably suspended. So that means, that's going to be scary hours for Tampa Bay and feeding time for Detroit. Of course, Amon-Ra St. Brown looks to come back. Laporta looks to come back, and Jameson Williams should all eat in this game. Hopefully, Amon-Ra St. Brown should actually eat in this game because he kind of, no disrespect, Amon-Ra, you kind of stunk it up last week. But like I said, it's week 1. It's a fluke. They're just trying to get the system running again. This is one of the games that, the train should be moving on this one. So definitely got the Lions winning by 7. Lions 28, Bucks 21. Next game up, Cleveland Browns, Jacksonville Jaguars. They're playing at Jacksonville. Someone's going home 0-2. Let's just put it out there. Someone's going home 0-2. It's probably going to be the Browns. The only reason why I say the Browns is because Jacksonville's playing at home, and also uh, Deshaun Watson is still playing as bad as he's been playing. I mean, I'm sure it's probably that off the field stuff that he's going through right now. His head is not clear as of yet. But shout out to the Browns. Jared Judy is my flex option, so definitely Jared Judy is definitely going to get a lot of touches this week coming up. So definitely put him in your lineup. If you don't have him in your lineup, please put him in there. He's probably going to get you every bit of like 12 to 13 points. But yeah, defense going to be working twice as hard on the other side of the ball. Like for the Browns, they're going to get tired. They're going to be burned out by like the third quarter. Jazz get the win at home. Let's see. Jaguars 24, Browns 16. That's the numbers I'm coming up with so far. Next game up, San Francisco 49ers and Minnesota Vikings. Once again, the 49ers continue to disappoint in fantasy with no Christian McCaffrey. He's out for a second week this time. I believe it's his calf and his ankle is acting up again. But this time, I think, you know what? I believe they watched the Jets game. They pretty much saw what they could do. They're tinkering with the defense with the 49ers. I got many with the upset. This is going to be my upset pick of the week. And Sam Darnold's going to engineer that upset. So let me find out that Sam Darnold's out here being like a fantasy stud and whatnot. Pause on that. My score for that upset victory, Vikings 24, 49ers 20. Next game up, Seattle Seahawks at New England Patriots. I'm just going to be real with you. I don't like the Patriots. Never did care for them like that ever since I became a Jets fan. That goes way, way, way back. I mean, this is old beef right here. As a Jets fan, I really don't want the Patriots to win. I don't want to see them win. I'm being a hater, but on top of things, if we're just talking just playing football here and just non-biased stuff, Seattle's the better, more complete team. They're more of a complete team. I'm going to go with the Seahawks. I don't see them stopping the run. Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, like the two-headed running back monster. They're gonna eat out there. I got the Seahawks winning by a lot. Seahawks 22, Patriots 9. Next up is the game of games on Sunday. This is a game of games for me. I might have to go into another room to watch this game by myself so people don't bother me if I start crying. The New York Jets at the Tennessee Titans. Okay. The reason why I have the Jets winning, A, because I'm a Jets fan. B, is because this ain't San Francisco, and this is going to be a perfect game for the Jets to actually get back on the good foot. No pun intended for Aaron Rodgers. I see the Jets defense, getting their pressure defense kind of together on this one. Plus, who wants to go back home 0-2? But I see early the Jets are going to force some turnovers. It's going to be a little sloppy in the beginning, but the Jets are going to force some turnovers. And we're going to get our first win for the season. Welcome to 500, man. I have never celebrated mediocrity more than this time this week. I need you guys to get back to 500, and then we can just work from there. Jets going to win by 10. Jets 24, Titans 14. Next game up, the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. A good early division matchup. I got the Giants with the win just because Daniel Jones has to rebound from that god-awful performance last week. It was just awful. It was hard to watch. It was just like it's like watching your best friends, who's a couple or something like that, and just watching them argue because you don't want it because they're just on so many low blows and stuff like that. You just can't even watch it. But somehow you do watch it. So actually the only direction is up, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's week one. He gets a week one pass, if anything. But, they're going to win just based on just the run game of Jalen Daniels from last week. I mean, every time he got the ball behind the line, all he did was just tuck and run anyway. So that'll probably stop come like second or third quarter. And I have the Jets winning the first. I have the Giants winning the first division matchup. Giants 27, Commanders 21. Moving on to the Rams and Cardinals. Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. No Puka Nacua. Rams front line is banged up with injuries and suspensions. Kyler Murray should be able to navigate a couple good passes. Hopefully, he should get some passes to Marvin Harrison Jr. So that way he can get some fancy points on the board because he gave me like maybe two, a couple like last week. So, but still, in real life time speaking, Kyler Murray should actually get the win on this one. Cards get to 500. They're in the 500 club, and that score will be 20-27. It's going to be a hard fought game, but somehow, some way, the Cardinals are going to get like a couple field goals, and they're going to get like two stops at the end, and the Rams lose by one. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, the Rams win by one. I apologize, my bad. 28-27. Excuse me. Next game up, Pittsburgh Steelers at Denver Broncos. Okay. Denver Broncos has a rookie quarterback. So usually when you're facing the Steelers, rookie quarterbacks really don't fare well in that Pittsburgh defensive system unless you're like, sometime an all-time great quarterback. Like, I'm going to name a couple. Mark Sanchez. You know what? I'll stop from there. Or somebody like that. But, for the greats, I can't even take that seriously. But all Justin Fields has to do is actually take care of the ball because Pittsburgh is going to take care of everything on defense. And the Steelers are going to win. It's going to be a sloppy game. It's going to be a hard-fought, grinded-out game. Steelers are going to win by 10, 17-7. All right. Next game up, Sunday afternoon game. Ooh, this would be the game of the day. It's probably going to be on CBS, if anything. Cincinnati Bengals at the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, my question is, will T. Higgins be available? Because I've been trying to use him for my fantasy points, but he's been inactive. So, who knows? I know this is going to be a pretty high-scoring game. Joe Burrow, Patty Mahomes, are going to be like pretty much throwing the ball back and forth. There's not really any type of defense being played. But like I said, Joe Burrow he's probably going to win this one. He's going to be shaking off that week one rust. It also is Joe Burrow versus Patty Mahomes. This is like must see TV. And from, most of the time, Joey Burrow usually comes out with the victory. I see him having like a 300 plus passing game in Arrowhead, and he quiets the crowd, and, he gets the final drive. Bengals 33, Chiefs 20. All right. Now, Sunday night games, definitely going to be another must-see TV. It's going to be I think it's probably going to be on NBC or Peacock or something like that, or ESPN, whatever the case may be. Chicago Bears at the Houston Texans. This is going to be one of those take a look at the future type games. This is on some, this is me. I'm taking it back to my era. This is on some ESPN 1995 preseason NIT Iverson versus Marbury type stuff right here. This is like, these guys are going to be great, but it's just seeing them in their early stages. It just makes it even more, more great to watch them in the early stages before they become like Hall of Fame type talent wise. Yeah. Caleb Williams, he's not going to disappoint because he's going to be under the bright lights. They're going to be going two young bucks going at it. Just throwing the ball, running, doing whatever they have to do to score, making the break great plays and things of that sort. Like I said, Caleb Williams, he's not going to disappoint. He's going to mess up a little bit because he's a rookie quarterback. And for real, I think these are one of the games they're going to keep it close, but in the fourth quarter, CJ Stroud's going to show why he is the guy. He's him right now. They're going to get that primetime victory, but it's going to be a close game. I got them winning either by 2 field goals or a touchdown, and the missed field goal basically by 6. Texans 30, Bears 24. Now, last but not least but not last, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Here we go. The Atlanta Falcons and Monday Night Football against the Philadelphia Eagles. Home opener Monday Night Football. This is big time stuff. Home opener in Philly. I mean, it's already going to be Eagles green at work. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I can probably maybe blend in with them with some Jets green or something like that, But anyway, shout out to all the Eagles fans out there. Yeah, it's a home opener. This thing might be over early. The grocery line is going to be packed. I mean, guys are already. I mean, fans are already going to be juiced up on their way to the stadium. Man, listen, Philadelphia is going to get this thing out early. They're going to light that scoreboard up like probably by the second quarter. Fans are going to be already frenzied than they already are. Eagles get the win. They sing the Eagles chant on the way home on the Broad Street line. And hopefully everybody's so happy that we're not gonna have a Tuesday meeting because everybody's an Eagles fan, so everybody's happy. So I got the Eagles winning this by a landslide. Eagles 35, Falcons 12. That's pretty much it. I mean, I just want to touch base with you guys in regards to the predictions and scores and whatnot. Yeah. So also fantasy wise, please don't be worried about Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is coming back. I know Christian is on a couple of my fantasy teams, but yeah, so far so good. My record for my fantasy leagues, I'm in 3 leagues. So far I'm 2-1. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm 1-0 in 2 of them, and I'm 0-1 in the third one in the Goodfellas League. So shout out to the Goodfellas League. Shout out to everybody in that joint. Shout out to everybody in the Basement Fantasy Football League, and also shout out to everybody also in the Gridiron Gurus League. Hopefully I can go 2-0 and 1-1. But 2 out of 3 isn't bad. I mean, you can't win all the time. So, but yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, I just want to touch base with you guys, as I said before. Had a great week, busy week, but nonetheless, we got through it. And just want to say shout out to everybody. Shout out to everyone who's watching the podcast. And I will be back next week to give the Monday Night Football and Thursday Night Football stats. Hopefully I can see you before that. Maybe if some big news comes down and anything like that. So, but this is KC from In the Basement Room Next 7K. And if I don't see you, have a great and safe weekend out there. Definitely go out there. Some great weather out there. Go out there, take a walk. If you have a dog, please walk the dog and be good to yourselves. And I'll see you next week. Later.